class. I've done several classes now, and I just wanted you guys to learn from my mistakes, to give you some tips, anything that can help you out. I'm happy to have questions or anything like that too. And this will be recorded. So let's see, I just took some notes here. Thought of some things that would help me, just some basic things. Let's see, some of the basics is getting your diffuser out and making sure you have that on in the background wherever you're going to be, so that people can see that, so that they can smell it. That's one of the first things people notice. I notice when I come into my parties is that I have the diffuser on. I've tried several different things in my diffuser. People seem to really like just a mixture of lemon and lavender. I just do 2 drops of each. Another great thing to let people know is it says on the packaging for the diffuser that you can just use, you know, more drops than you'd actually need. That I found just 4 drops works. It's pretty powerful and works great. So that's another thing you can let people know too, is that more may not, maybe a little overpowering. Also, some of the ones like Joy and things like that, I think are a little more powerful. So while I enjoy those, some people may not enjoy those as much. So just choosing oils that most people enjoy. But most of them smell good. So I would also say another important thing is that facts tell and stories sell. So just remembering, I do have a PowerPoint that I'm going to share with you guys, and you've probably seen it, all of you that are on my business page, that you can use. And if you go into the presenter notes, you can use that. Let me see if I can screen share with you guys real quick. Okay, let's see here. Just a second. I'm going to see if I can show you that PowerPoint. Okay, so there it is. Okay, this should be the PowerPoint that you guys will see that's on my class. And as you can probably see when you're on there, I have several things. I have the Essential Oils 101. If you go under Notes, I'm going to show you guys real quick here. Just this way. See, it's a little different on my iPad where I usually use it. But let's see here. View. Let's see, would it be presenter notes? There we go. So if you go under View and Presenter Notes, or on your iPad, it would be on the right-hand side. For every single slide, I have a lot of different notes. So you guys can follow those as closely or as not closely as you want. You can change the things, but I just want to give you a reminder that again, facts tell, and it's a really good idea to have facts, but that stories sell. And it really doesn't take a lot of stories. I usually just share 1 to 2 stories. My main story is about how the essential oil of tea tree, or melaleuca, healed my toe fungus. It's kind of a gross story, but anyway, but it's just it showed me how powerful they are. And when you're genuine, and when you're real, and when you're just sharing from your heart, your experiences, as small as they may seem, that's the really powerful thing. And that's what people want to know, is how can this help me? Another thing that helped me is the heart-centered sharing. And I have this book also posted on Facebook. And if you do Operation Silver, which I highly recommend, there's so much good information and everything in there. That's in there, but that also talks about good ways to share with people. And I'll talk about that one a little bit more too. Another thing I would say that I learned that I really did wrong at first was making it too complex. You want it to be duplicable, meaning you want other people to be able to come and think, I can do what she's doing. And so that you can build a team of people that you're going to do this with. So that's something that's incredibly helpful. Just one second, my cats want to get out. Okay, sorry guys, they're distracting me. Okay, so you want to make sure that your presentation is something that, again, other people will be able to copy, and that it's simple. I would say I did so many things my first time, and I just didn't keep it as simple as I should have. So you just want to keep it very simple, and I'll go over some of the different formats and ways that I've done it that I found successful in people on my team as well. Laura. I would also suggest staying around 45 minutes for your presentation. People tend to get bored, honestly, after like 25. So, and make it fun. You want it to be fun. You want it to be engaging. You want them to have a great time. You want to be upbeat. You want to, again, you want to be yourself, but I would just encourage you to really try to get out of yourself and be giving and serve people. Just have the mentality that you're a servant's heart. And, also that you're sharing something with them that can be life-changing and that's powerful, and it truly is. And that will come across when you are presenting or just sharing with them, just sitting down and sharing. You don't even have to present. I would also say have a sign-in sheet. That really helped me, just name and information. I guess the main information is just email, and then you could ask them, if you're interested in knowing more, if you're interested in hosting a class, or if you have questions or anything like that. But the sign-in sheet is great because then you can go back, and I keep track of all the people that have been to my parties. So every now and then I can send them an email about promotions or just seeing how they're doing, checking in after they came, thank them for coming, and I send them an ebook, which Sarah has posted on her business page, she is our upline, the leader of our group. And I can also post it on mine as well if you guys would like that. But it's like 128 uses for the everyday oil kit that a lot of people seem to like. Food. As far as food goes, I would say keep that simple as well. A lot of times I'll put out chips and salsa. I might do some guacamole with lime. You could use lime essential oil, just 1 to 2 drops of lime. Another big hit is peppermint brownies, just putting a couple of drops. I wouldn't say more than 2 or 3 because it can get really strong, but a couple drops of peppermint in your brownies. Let's see what else. You could do a couple drops of lemon or orange in sugar cookies or cake. There's really, the sky's the limit, but just, again, keeping it simple, just to a few things. I usually do a few things, like chips and maybe brownies, and then I'll do fruit and maybe put a little bit of lavender and honey, 1 drop of lavender and honey. Lavender is pretty strong. And then I'll do either juice or tea or water with a few drops of lemon or citrus fresh, so that they can actually just taste that in their water. And it's really neat. They really like how it's not acidic, but it still gives that flavor. You could even do a couple of drops of liquid stevia if you have that. But again, you don't have to go out and buy anything you don't already have. I do too. I like to play upbeat music as people are coming in. Like, I like to put happy on my iTunes radio and have happy music playing, and just all that in the background. Or you could do anything, get classical guitar that's happy, any of those things. Okay, so some different formats. You can just do a basic 101. You can just sit down. You don't even need a PowerPoint or anything, and you can just share with them. You can share the oils with them. Tell them how it's changed you. You can use that heart-centered sharing booklet in our Facebook group, and it just goes over it. It basically gives you an entire script you can use, so you can just go over that and do that with them. It can be very informal. It doesn't have to be formal or anything like that. You can have the oils out, let them smell them, tell them about each oil as they're smelling it. That's one thing you can do. You can also, there was a girl on our team who just did, I don't know if you guys saw that, but she just did, our team has Facebook parties every month, and she just invited people over for the Facebook party, and they all watched it together. And Sarah has webinars, and I'm going to start doing webinars too. So you can also invite people over just to watch a webinar. There are even videos you can put in and play if you're not quite as comfortable. I would definitely still try to share your own personal story or two, just to personalize it a little bit. But those are things you can do as you're starting off as well. Let's see. Another type of presentation that you can do that I've done lately is I do the basic 101, and then when it comes to lavender, I might make, like, I have a little example, like a little lavender pillow spray. And these are really simple. I just got this from Bulk Apothecary, very, very cost effective. And I just put a little salt in and a little water and a couple drops. Well, first you put the salt, then you put the lavender so that that can emulsify into the water. And then you can just show them. This can be a pillow spray for before you go to bed at night. Or I also, if you have a couple other products, you don't have to do this by any means, but I have the lavender lotion. So I'll pass that around and talk about that for a minute, and we'll make that. And then maybe we'll go and we'll talk about stress away. And we'll make a stress away sugar scrub. We'll just do sugar and olive oil and a few drops of stress away and mix that up. And then I'll give these away at the end. So we'll have a raffle, and on the raffle, there's raffle ticket printouts. If you're on the Revolution Business Office, you can also let me know and I can get you in that. But there's raffle tickets already made up that you can print that gets people's email and information and all those types of things. So that's one idea where you can just teach people. There are easy, simple ways to make stuff. This is very cost effective. I've done different themes, so you can take any theme on that. You can do cleaning and teach them, just search some chemicals. I do have one on my PowerPoint if you go further down and look, but you can search through some chemicals that are not good to have, that are really detrimental and poisoning us over long periods of time, and talk about that in health and cleaning. So you can also do one on sick season for when you're sick, have a cough, cold, anything like that. You can make homemade cough syrup, homemade cough drops, or pops for kids. You can do like a thieves spray. You can do one for teachers or nurses or moms. A really fun one we like to do is beauty or ladies night, and we'll make body butters. Here's a body butter. We'll do body butters, and these are less than $1 at Abundant Health for You. And maybe we'll do lip balm. These are very cost effective too, and this is just masking tape. It's a little decorate, but again, don't have to do that. Okay, so, and then, you can do holiday ones. There's just so many things that you can do. Another version of the make and take, instead of making it there as you talk about the different oils, is that you can do a little 101 and tell them about the oils and the different facts and your stories and about them. And then you can just go in and you can do a little bit of a bigger make and take party, and you can make 3 different cleaning products, or kind of like some examples I gave, 3 different products for sick season. And those are good things too that you can do to support people who maybe already have their kits. If you have already done a party and you're wanting to do one for people that already have a kit, to teach them more about some of the oils and the different things that they can do. I would say that I tended to do more make and takes because I like to show people how they can use their oils practically. But I would also say that Laura, who's the other leader on this team, she's really awesome. She just does a lot of one-on-ones. So she just goes and over to people's houses and just shows them and talks to them about it and shares her experiences. And she keeps it incredibly simple. And that works great for her. So I would also encourage you to work to your talents and strengths. What are things that you're passionate about, that your talents are, and work towards those things. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. So you want to use all this information that everyone else already has, that's already working for people. So I would definitely encourage you to use the things that are already working for people. But I would also say to just play to your strength as well, if that makes sense. And then the number of people. My very first class, I had like around 20 people, and that was just way too much. And I was really excited about having that many people. But the thing is, no one bought a kit because I wasn't able to sit down and talk with them, to really invest in them, to answer their questions, and things were really crazy and hectic. So I would strongly encourage all of you guys to try to keep your classes around 10 to 12, even less. I've done a class with the smallest, a little amount is 2. 5 to 7 is a great number, but just anywhere where you can make sure that you're having enough people there. If you're going to have more people, that there's other people there that can talk to them and connect with them. And really, that's just an important part I found of showing them that you care about their health journey and that you care about them. And, if you have a lot of people that are interested, I would encourage you to just do, a few classes, several classes. And again, you share with people on the go, all those types of things too. And then texting people. A lot of times, I will put my class up on Facebook and say, hey, I have a class coming up, but I'll make sure and text people and invite them or even calling them personally. I know that just makes a big difference. So I think those are good things. And then making sure you remind people, hey, don't forget about the class, and just expecting that sometimes people won't show up. There will be some people that will say they're coming that won't come, and just don't get discouraged. Just even if there's one there, it's worth it. It's worth it to share with them and all that. So, okay, handouts and things to take home. This is the starter guide. Usually everyone on our team gives this out. I know all of you have this same one, I think. But at first I didn't understand, like, I'm not getting a lot of commission anyway, and this is I'm putting some work into this, so why am I buying people these starter guides out of my own commission check and not just having them buy it? I found, though, that it really encourages and empowers them to know their oils. They've got this book and they can look up anything, and they're not constantly coming to you, and they realize they can do this, and it's not that hard. And the biggest thing I get from people is like, I just can't invest time in figuring all this stuff out. But this takes the guesswork out. They can just look it up. They can quickly apply. So this is, there's also an app you can get on your phone. I think it's like $7 that you can also install for people and pay for them on their phone if you'd rather go that route. But these, I get them on Abundant Health for You. I get 24 at a time because that's the cheapest. They're $11 each, and then it's about $1 each for shipping, so it comes out to $12 each. Now, if you're just starting off, I know that's definitely a big cost investment. So I would say you can get less too. They're just going to be a little bit more expensive, but you could do that. You can also get, there's another book that's a blue book that's in Sarah's group as well that I can post you guys in, so that tag you guys in so you can see more about that. That one's a little more expensive, but it also has more pages. I find that this one's a little bit more user friendly, but they're both awesome. You just learn how to use them, and it's just a really amazing investment in your team and in the health of your team. So again, that's abundanthealthforyou.com. And then when people come, there's one of two things that I do. I've started using these books more, and they post these when they go on sale up on the business sites for Sarah's group or the Revolution Oils group or the Oily Family Office. Make sure that you're in those groups. So they'll post these. This is great. It's basically like the class in a book. And people like that. It's got everything. It's got all the oils that come in the starter kit. It's even got some other little recipes back here. These are about $1 a piece, and they're really awesome. And then you just put your number on the back and your email and whatever other information you have. And I like to give these to people when they come to the class. And you can even do a class out of these. There are people who just go over the books with people and share some stories, and that's a great tool for $1. Another thing I've done is just gotten some folders off of Office Depot, and Office Depot, just the packs of folders, and then I'll print out some pages from the Heart-Centered Sharing booklet that I posted on the page, also from the Revolution Oils Business Office files. If you go under the files in that group or in Sarah's group, there's some files you can print out, like Embrace Wellness and the kit price, and maybe a couple other, I don't try not to overwhelm them, but a couple of other things that they can have too if you'd rather go the folder route or you don't have any of these. So there's that. And then the only other thing is that I do have a little table of info. You don't have to do that, but I do have just a few books I got off Abundant Health for You that people can look over. I also like these tear pads. They have several sheets, so if anyone's dealing with yeast and wants to know what to do, or some oils for first aid. Those are just some examples. Again, none of these things are things you have to do. Another thing I got off Abundant Health for You, if you can see these, you can see my bed's not even made, but that's okay, is these little sample bottles here. And they're pretty cost effective, and you can just put a few drops. I wouldn't fill it all the way up. Sometimes what I do for people is drop a little bit of carrier oil, like a little olive oil, and then a few drops of whatever, thieves or lavender, if you're wanting to give them a sample. I don't always give samples out, but it's a really good tool to have for people who come and would like a sample of something. So there's all of those. let's see. And then sometimes we'll do a little goodie bag. And again, I just keep everything as simple and as cost effective as possible. You could, if you want to do a little goodie bag, you can make just, these are like less than 15 cents each to make these lip balms. You can get these off Abundant Health for You as well, or Bulk Apothecary. You can find them in a lot of places. But you could just make homemade lip balms for people to take home with peppermint oil, and I can post a recipe for those, or you can just look them up on Pinterest. There's a lot of recipes, DIY beauty recipes, even essential oils, food recipes, and things like that on Pinterest. So there's that. If you also, if you want to do like a little saying, hey, if you sign up with me today or in the next 24 hours, sometimes I'll say, I'll give you a roll-on bottle. And these are about less than $1 a piece. And I'll fill those up with olive oil or almond oil or something like that, and put a few drops of essential oil and give those away. I try to do an essential oil that's not in the kit, so they're experiencing something different, maybe like peace and calming or something like that, that a lot of people seem to like, so they can try something else. But these are really great. Or you could use them even as favors. A goodie bag, like I said, if they came. Okay, let's see. Anything else that I'm thinking of? Okay, when people want to sign up, when you're closing a class, that was the hardest thing for me, is figuring out for closing a class, how do I do this? Because I'm not a salesperson and I don't really want to sell people. This is something I believe in and I'm using. One thing I did learn that's really important is don't be afraid of, you don't want to push it on people, but don't be afraid or shy, because you're offering them something amazing. And remember what it is that you're offering them, and that, you know, these are powerful things that God has provided for us. And so I would just say, remember that. And I think the first few times I was kind of nervous when I got to the closing part, but I posted up Myra's close in our group book, and I think she does a really great job of closing. I think too, remembering to give them a choice. Say, hey, you can get these 10 oils, and hold up the box. You can get these 10 oils retail, if you just want to buy it retail and try them, for $163, or I think it's around $160 for the price. Or, you know, you can get these 10 oils plus this bonus oil, you know, and I show them the whole thing and the roller and the samples. And then I bring out my diffuser box, and you bring everything out and you say, or you can get all this, these oils for $150. And you can, and I wouldn't go over it for a long time, but you can just, it's a really great deal. It's honestly the best deal for them. And then on top of that, they get a membership, so that they're getting 24% off, and there's no contracts, no fees, no minimums, nothing like that. Just a membership like Costco or Sam's Club or anything like that. So they're getting a membership and they're joining a team. So they're getting a team, and then you talk about, you know, the reference guide and maybe a promo and some things like that. So I think those things really do help, and I've noticed that choices help, and just so they're realizing that this is a great deal for them, and it really is. So let's see. And I also have started including a slide on essential rewards. I just put one on there at the end, and I did a couple other ones on some of our other products. So I would encourage you guys to branch out a little bit after you start, and try some of the other products, because they're really natural and amazing. And I found that it's helpful to say, hey, ditch the stuff that you're getting at Target or your drugstore, or even Sephora or Macy's, that stuff that has chemicals, and try something that's completely natural. You know, and you can do that by getting on Essential Rewards. And you can do that, you know, it's a $50 minimum a month, but you get cheaper shipping, and you get money back for the stuff that you're spending, that you can spend on any products you want. And, you know, it's just helpful to them in their wellness journey as they're going for, you know, a more natural, holistic lifestyle. And then I get these diffuser necklaces, and they're also on Sarah's site or on Revolution Oil's business office. They're about $1 a piece. And I give these out. There's a little piece of leather that I got from Hobby Lobby in there, to those people that sign up with it on Essential Rewards with me. So those are some things. And then you're going to want to, you know, at the end also offer and say, I have my computer here for anyone that wants help signing up. and you want to make sure that you give them your number for you to be the enroller and the sponsor. So they would just put your number in those fields, in those spots. They would go to the Young Living website. It says member sign in up on the top right hand side. You would click that, they would put your number in, and you just help walk them through that. It just helps if there's any questions or anything like that. You guys can call and set it up if it's not working out for some reason. So that's a really great tool to use. And just saying, you know, I have it here. If you want to go ahead and sign up, you can also print out paper in case something's going wrong with the web system. They can just fill out the paper and you can tell them that you shred it later. That's also under the files in our business groups. And let's see. And then I'm also going to say one quick word. I know this is mostly on for you guys that are having your first class, but I would also say that as you're going on and you're doing your classes, the thing that I like to offer an incentive for as well is for other people to host a class. Say, hey, if you're interested, you know, if money's an issue for you, or if you're interested in this, this is a great thing to share with family and friends, and they host. And then when you host a party for someone else, you either go over their house or you have it at yours, and you put everyone, all their friends who sign up under them. And I made a mistake with this before. You always want to put the people that sign up, anyone that hosts a class for you, anyone that signs up at their party that's their friend or family member, you always want to put it under them. So they're going to get the commission check for that. And then you can decide if you want to put them as the enroller or the sponsor and things like that. We can talk about that more at a later time. But you always want to put it under them, and then you'll still get a portion of that as well, of their sales from that as well. So, and that helps you build your legs as you're starting to do the business side. It helps you build a team and start legs, like I said, and things like that. And then I also wanted to see if I could share my screen with you guys one more time here. See if I can do that. For some reason, it doesn't want to let me do that. Let me try this. There we go. Okay, I'm going to screen share with you guys one more time and see if I can show you. Let's see if I can. Just give me 1 second. See if I can. That didn't work out. Okay, well, I'll post this up too. But you can go onto madmimi.com and create your own free account. And I create that, and I'll post the letter that I send people after they sign up. But I send a letter and I just give them information and resources. Anyone that signs up for a kit with me, information and resources and the links to sign up for our Facebook group and a little bit more information about essential rewards. And it just makes it more professional looking. It has a little Young Living banner at the top, and then I have that there, and it tells you how many people read it. It gives you stats and things like that, but it's completely free, and it just looks a little more professional. It's already done for you and everything like that. So I will share that with you guys too, but that's just something I wanted to share quickly. So let's see, we're wrapping up here. As I'm talking, let's see, it's 9:01. So that's pretty much everything. I don't know if you guys have any questions, you can link down at the bottom or on the Facebook group page, but hopefully that helps a little bit with you guys just trying to figure out how to do your first class, and hopefully that answered some questions for you. I know people were asking me about the reference guide and some things like that. If there's any resources or anything you want in your local too, things like this, a lot of times I try to get more of these. So we can do that. They also ship them. So I know that a couple of you guys don't live locally. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, if you have any questions, just post them up, and good luck and prayers for you guys as you do your first class. Thanks so much.